Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over some pretty unfortunate news here. So I'm going to prime you first with this Guzzlord solo in cloudy weather with my Shadow Gardevoir and Shadow Granbull that I absolutely adore, and I can't wait to make my really good one with 98 IVs. This one has horrible IVs. It's so bad. But alright, let's talk about this as we look at this. So before we hop into it, ever since there has been the invention of online games, download games, I've always never liked that concept. You know, it's convenient, it's fun, for some people they enjoy it, but I always think having a physical copy is the best. One, you can't get it taken away like some companies are actually doing with movies right now. That's a thing. You purchase a digital movie and one day to decide to, I don't know, take it off the market, and there goes your movies that you purchased. And I'm sure there's some sort of contract that you push check really quick to just quickly go over to get through it so you could watch these videos. There's some sort of other thing that says, well, too bad, so sad if we decide to do that, right? Same with Pokemon Go. Never liked the fact of online games, especially saving your data online without some sort of a memory card or saving it on your own device. It's not your property. If they decide to delete it or their servers get fried or whatever the case, if their servers are fried, we're all done, right? So no more game. But you see where I'm going here. I never liked the idea of having data elsewhere. I want it myself. So that brings us to this. And I guess, you know, this could actually be a little bit of a different situation because it also involves your login account, which is your email, which you should always keep secure. Now we're going to go over a story by Jessa, and you're going to see exactly what happened. Now, personally for myself, this would be just completely and utterly devastating. That's why I go through extreme measures, not saying that she didn't or her brother in this situation. It was the pair of them that happened to get hacked here. But I do it all the time. Okay, I'm not going to go into more details because I don't even want to put out the information and even talk about it. I keep it secure, simple as that. But anybody can get hacked at any point in time, I suppose. It's just a matter of who's going where, right? So you spend thousands of dollars on your account, which if you're thinking, well, you shouldn't spend all that money. Well, let me look at it like this. What if people just simply like to stay where they're at? Didn't like to go on airplanes, or maybe they did, but they just personally said, we'll have a staycation and we just want to grind it out with Pokemon Go because we love this game. There's nothing wrong with that, right? That's just the way this is. That's why this game is so stinking popular. And there's the case for that really quick. Just wanted to touch on that. If you're like, well, you shouldn't spend all that money. Well, no. It's crazy that we are. I never would have thought we would be spending $5, $6, $7, $12, $20,000 plus on a video game. So here she is and presenting her case, starting it off right here. She is a trainer in New York City, so abundance of Pokestops and raids and gyms. So when you do see the stats, it's going to be, okay, that makes sense, right? Not that we're questioning that. But you can just see how much of a hardcore grinder they personally are. Now, I will put a link to her Twitter down below. I didn't find her brothers. I don't think they actually made one as of now, but I don't know. All right, so looking at the stats here, XP, look at this. It's insane. Pokestops, Pokemon caught, pretty good stats. And then this. There's more than this, apparently. That's what she said. So we're looking at, let's just say, 14,000 raids in the legendary raids. If they're regular, that's still a lot. You only get one free daily pass, okay? Plus those special days, but that's a lot of money. So I'm not going to read everything here, but the gist of it is her account was hacked. Now, I have to put this out here right away. If your account is hacked via the email, then technically, you know, that was the email that got hacked, and Niantic can recover the account. I'm sure they can do all kinds of things as fast as they want to, but we have to keep that in mind. And you can't get angry at them, right? But you can get angry at them once it takes forever and you reached out and you get the response that you're going to be seeing that she got here. Again, I will put a link down below to her Twitter so you can read all this yourself as slow as you want for every word and take a look at the pictures that we're going to be looking at here. But essentially, she's getting the runaround like Niantic does. I would be completely infuriated if I spent thousands of dollars and I got an automated reply after I kept on giving them more proof and screenshots. And then they keep giving me the same response, and it's like you're talking to a wall. This is one of the reasons why I fear online games, where you have to save all your data because you are in the mercy of the server. Okay, So this is the ticket here, failed to log in, which is like the worst. Could you imagine? It happens, but it usually fixes itself and you just try to log back in. But if you keep on going, my heart would sink. I wouldn't even know what to do. That would be absolutely insane. Okay, so here are some of the first responses, or sending the message over to them, and just going over how they're a dedicated player and all that stuff. But you know how much you put your heart and soul into these messages, you're still going to get the same response. The only way to make waves is for people like myself or other people on Twitter and just sharing the hell out of these things and making a loud noise until Niantic finally hears the bell up on the ivory tower. But folks, the story gets even worse. They got in contact with the hacker, okay, and they held it ransom. And not only that, they're going to be asking for a lot of money. So, you know, sometimes when you want to reach through your phone and just grab somebody, or reach through a screen and just grab somebody, you know, that's what I kind of want to do to this person that took their account hostage. Not only for the fact that they, you know, hacked it and then are asking for money, at an absurd amount of money at that, but what they do afterwards. I'm not going to say I'm going to spoil it, but you're going to see what's going to be going on here. We're going to get into those in just a moment. These are all still from Niantic's response, just an automated thing. And if it's not automated, it's from somebody who doesn't really know what's going on or really doesn't give a damn. I don't know. With the money they're making, I feel like they should have a decent response team, okay? I don't want to dig into Niantic because this is kind of like a reach out to them. So taking too many stabs is not great. All right, so they go on here. I'm just giving you guys, presenting you what is going on in these tweets. You know, like I said, you could talk their ear off. You can give them the most passionate speech ever said in human history, all right? And they will still respond with, "But did you clear cache?" I'm sorry, I'm not trying to joke about this. This is very, like, it's a Pokemon Go account, Poke. You know, yes, they spent $1,000, but at the end of the day, you know, there's people starving. Yeah, okay, but there's also, this is news to cover, and somebody's account has been hacked and they're in distress, and this is my area of expertise as far as Pokemon Go, so here we are talking about it, right? All right, so here we have arrived to them actually talking to this person who stole their account. And if you're gonna go and look up their name and try to hunt them, I mean, I'm not condoning that at all, but don't think that they're using some sort of real name, real account. If they are, then they're really dumb. But yeah, that's the person who hacked the account with thousands of dollars spent, and he goes on to tell them, "No, I'm good, thanks. Those accounts are worth thousands." So they initially asked him, "Can we just have it back?" And then this scumbag goes on and says, "No, they're worth thousands." Yeah, oh my gosh. So could you imagine dealing with somebody like that? So here they are, and well, at this point, I would just be as calm as I can be to not instigate them, because for one, they're not going to delete it because they know that these accounts are worth money, right? So you don't have to really worry about that too much. So they go on to ask for proof, and he screenshots their, you know, avatars and sends them. It's like this hostage situation. This is ridiculous. This is the day and age we live in. And yes, there's always been people who do these type of things, right, online. Yeah. But it's just annoying, you know? This whole internet thing, hacking. See, these are the kinds of creatures, they're like cockroaches and worms. They hide in the shadows and squirm around like scum. That's what they do. I mean, obviously, because they're doing dirty work. Anyway, more discussion here, and it just starts getting absolutely ridiculous. All right, so let me zoom this in here. I realize it was kind of probably a little bit of an eye squint deal there. Okay, so they're just, you know, asking, negotiating. I think they're sending in somebody else that's not initially them. I'm assuming it's their friend talking to them, though. And then they want this hacking person. You know what you call him? Is it even a hacker? Just call him a scumbag, right? Just call him I guess. But, you know, they want 400 for each, 800 for the two. So looking at the raids, let's go ahead and do some numbers here. Not trying to justify anything, but that was a lot of raids. That's thousands of dollars. And a lot of us are doing the same thing. If you're gonna trick yourself and be like, that's a rare thing for somebody to have that many raids done. No, not really. There's people out here spending that money on this game all the time, right? That's why we get so annoyed. That's what he looks like. I guess a closer picture. I couldn't fathom the way he was talking. Like, he's some king of the world. Like, he's got the account, so he's got the power. In his little world, he's got this power, yeah. All right, anyways, getting off topic there. So back to the accounts. So they want 800 for both of the accounts, so 400 for each. All right, so is that worth it to you? Would that be worth it to you? Because Niantic's not responding? See how this could just be resolved? And we have to go back to this because I know there's people out here who's going to think this, but give them time, give Niantic time. It's been plenty of time. I do believe they've had a lot of time to correspond back and forth with all these emails, yet they still are like, well, we need the account name. But this guy go ahead and changes the name. He changed, added an extra U to the end, I do believe. An extra something that almost made it so unnoticeable. But yeah, that's an issue as well, because as you're giving Niantic the information, it's not popping up. So they're like, okay, well, we don't see the name, so what account is this? So it's just a big mess, right? But they're negotiating here, and I would be personally worried of getting ripped off. And you know what this loser said? The hacker, this person, this trying to keep this PG-13 here, so I will. They go on to say, if you try to rip me off or something along those lines, we'll see it here in a bit, but something on if you try to scam me, he said. If you try to scam me, what an idiot. Scam me while he's scamming. That's the mindset of these people. So you guard everything that you have all the time. Man, I'm telling you, when things hit the fan, these people are going to come out everywhere, if you know what I mean. Like, when things get bad with the economy, even worse, I'm not... See, now I'm going to get down a whole new route. All I know is guard yourself and your family. Make sure you're protected in the future, because these scumbags will be everywhere. So he's replying with ye, yo, his typical language, I'm sure that's how he talks all the time. And they're just over here distressing, trying to keep it cool. And he wanted a personal payment because you know what happens when you do that. You don't have to worry about taxes, I do believe, if it does come in as a personal payment. So this scumbag is trying to loophole everything. I mean, this is what you're just dealing with at this point. You expect the worst from them from every angle. Expect no grace or honesty from these people. Again, I gotta keep on trying to censor myself. I'm talking a little slower so I don't stumble into a big bad word, right? I would be absolutely fuming. Holy cow, I would be so crazy pissed. It's pissing me off looking at this. This is why I'm making the video, so we can expose things like this. Guard your accounts. Make sure your passwords are changed regularly, and you know what they are. You're not account sharing. I'm not saying they were. It just happens. I'm just saying take the precautions to make sure you guard yourself. So they made a payment. Apparently, he didn't want it. He sent it back because it wasn't personal. And now he's got to make a new PayPal. Well, what is with all this stuff? I mean, with all this scummery, you would think they don't even care about taxes, right? But I guess the criminals even got to worry about the taxes. Yeah, exactly. So, yep, they're doing the negotiations here, and it's just completely and utterly one big effery. And here we are. This guy's still going with it, and they're desperate to get their accounts back. And guess what? It's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a spoiler. I couldn't even believe it when I read it. So they paid them, they get their accounts back, and they feel like, that was their only option left. And I can totally understand that. If I was getting some sort of BS response from Niantic day in and day out, and I was going nowhere, and I could see I'm not getting my account back from them, okay, I got in touch with this hacker. At least I'm communicating words to words, not a bot to human. I guess there's some shot here if I spend thousands of dollars. If it was like I spent like 400, 500, and maybe even 1,000, okay, we'll let it go maybe. We'll just, take my account. But this account has got lots of money dropped into it, okay? Lots. And there's the scammy. I just couldn't, but I had to do that. I just couldn't. The scammer saying you better not scam me, threatening them essentially to to delete their accounts if they try to report the cash, as a scam, which I personally would. I personally would. Absolutely. I would get my money back and I would try to secure my account somehow afterwards, right? So I'll go on and tell you the rest as it does progress here. So I'm going to get a little ahead of myself on what's going on, but she's going to go on to say that logging in, everything, you could imagine you paid the money, you don't feel great about it, but at least your accounts are back in your phone that you've spent so much money on. The game that you enjoy the most, right? And then they're not able to log in, and not able to log in, and not able to log in. Guess what happened? This guy actually was able to retrieve their accounts again. Somehow, some way, probably did something on the back end, just ready for it. I'm sure I could look into it and tell you the details, but I don't care to know how it works. Well, I should probably, because I should, get up to speed on all this crap now, right? So they go to log in, they can't, and yeah, he takes it back. There you go. So the money that they invested into the accounts, gone. The money that they gave to this person, gone. There's no rules saying, oh, well, the hacker should give it back if I pay. That's just the dirty world you're living in. You do not trust these scumbags. You cannot trust these people. So they changed the name. So that is why they couldn't actually report it to Niantic properly, because, well, of that. No wonder they gave such a close screenshot so they couldn't see, maybe. I'm sure the person, I'm not sure, I know the person who's scamming them has done this many a times. And they know the ins and outs and every little thing on how it works, and banning and getting accounts back and shysting and everything. They probably make a good living on it too. And that's not funny. That's actually criminal, okay? I don't know how you would be able to do this, but it'd probably be on Niantic's end somehow. I don't know, but Google or something like that. But nonetheless, it is what it is. It's the internet and hacking, and what can you do? And look at that devastating bullcrap. So go over there, give her some support, and maybe we can make a loud enough noise for Niantic to get these damn accounts back. And at this point, she's a little bit mad, and I would be too. Well, I would be a lot more upset. But words aside, it's all worth it, because it's not worth it, but that was the wrong word of choice. It's warranted. And so yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. I just wanted to bring you this. There's really not much more of a conclusion. It's just an unfortunate situation, and yet again, another reason to warn you all to be careful with your accounts. Yeah, it's a video game, but you're spending real cash. If you are spending real cash, well, if you're like, I don't spend anything, well, good for you. That's cool. But for the people who are spending money on this game, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it is a fun game, and that's the reason why we voice our opinion so much, and we're so upset, because we're like spending all this cash, and the game is still yet running correctly. So there is her official Twitter here, and she does not into social media, so just made the account. That's why it's brand new, as to get the word out here. So anyways, if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, spread the word, and well, hopefully she can get her account back. Take care, trainers.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
Touch the deck. This is the best thing